Love. The world alone evokes 1,000 images, from passionate embraces to whispered confessions, even cinematic kisses in the rain. We are fed this healthy diet of fairy tales, Hollywood fantasies, and award-winning love songs. We are told that love is grand, effortless, and all-consuming. But what happens when real life does not meet those expectations? When we feel the fireworks fade and love somehow starts to feel ordinary? Do we feel cheated? Do we start to question whether we were ever really in love at all? Today I want to dismantle one of the most persistent myths about love. How capitalism, sexualization, and art have distorted our perception of it, and how the contradiction of love in the arts and love in our lives leaves so many of us disillusioned. Now, love has become a big business. From the diamond industry to dating apps, we are constantly sold this idea that love is something we can buy or perfect. I mean, think about it. How often do we tie romantic gestures to material things, like grand proposals or luxury honeymoon destinations, or even just perfectly curated Instagram posts? The wedding industry alone is worth more than $1 billion. Yet how many of those weddings makes it out of the photo shoots? The symbol of commitment, the wedding ring, wasn't even a tradition until the Bears in the 20th century decided to start a marketing strategy called "A Diamond is Forever." This made love something that could be bought and packaged, which transformed it into something that could be measured in carats rather than connection. But real love, it isn't in the material things. Real love is in the small, quiet moments. It's in the patience of a partner, the inside jokes. Real love is in the support you get when you face life's struggles. Now, in the West, we are led to believe that passion is the ultimate indicator of romantic success. And if the passion is fleeting, this means that your relationship must be a failure. However, this is a very wrong and narrow definition of love. And across the world, many cultures define love differently. In Japan, for example, the concept of amae defines love of a more emotional dependence and vulnerability rather than a physical connection. In India, the ancient philosophy says that love is a perfect balance of spiritual connection, emotional connection, and physical connection. However, in the West, we are led to believe that passion is the only and more global indicator of love. And when that passion starts to dim, that means that your relationship is a failure. However, love isn't always intense. It isn't always thrilling. Love, very often, is quiet, but it is deeply profound. And that love, that quiet love, is not any less real than the love that we see on our screens. Art has always been obsessed with love. You can see it in literature, in paintings, in art. Here, in Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice, love is seen as a force of transformation that somehow still follows the societal boundaries. While Leo Tolstoy's Anna Karenina talks about what happens when love is led purely on passion. So who was right? Was it Austen in her pragmatic approach? Or was it Tolstoy who talked about love's capacity of ruin? Music as well shows us the duality of love. Edith Piaf's La Vie en Rose makes us believe in love's euphoric glow, while Adele's Someone Likes You engages us with this feeling of agony and of loneliness. In paintings as well, this can be seen. In Klimt's The Kiss, love bathes in golden ecstasy, while in Munch's Separation, we can see the ache of a goodbye. Now, love in our lives often has those two feelings. But once the passion fleets, love Once the passion is gone, love becomes a choice. It becomes effort. Love is something that you'll have to choose every day, waking up next to your partner and knowing that you love them and that you want to love them. I have known love. I've known the good and I've known the bad. I felt the dazzling heights of a new crush or a new connection, and I have felt heartache. I've made mistakes and I have been hurt. However, I've learned something fundamental. Love is one of the deepest human desires, but it is so misunderstood. We chase love, we want it, we need it, but in this weird need of having a perfect relationship, we very often end up breaking it, or at least I did. I struggled with my expectations of love for a very long time, thinking about the love that I experienced and that I gave, thinking, was it good enough? Was it real enough? But I soon learned to let this go, and to accept that for me, love fundamentally means acceptance, patience, and presence. Now, don't get me wrong, this took me a while to figure out for myself as well, and I have been through a lot of heartbreak. But I want us all to remember that the love we see on the screens is not the love that exists in our lives. If there's something you take away today, I want you to remember that the love you feel does not have to be extraordinary in order to be meaningful. And we have to let go of this illusion that love always has to be grand, or that suffering is love's necessary companion. We have to accept that love is something imperfect, something messy, but something so deeply human.